everybody. Hi, Donna.
Hi, Lori. How are you?
Oh, good, good. How's your day?
Good. Busy, but good.
Yeah, I know. That's what we say every single week.
I know we do. I'm always busy.
Well, it's true, actually, because it's midweek. Wednesday is a busy day because it's midweek. I'm not even working and I'm busy, you know. And people would say, well, if you're not working, you shouldn't have to be so busy. But I've got myself on a schedule, and if I want to get my stuff done, then it does create some situation where I'm actually quite busy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why am I so busy? I'm not even working. But it is what it is.
It's better to be
Yeah.
busy. It's better to be busy than just
I
sitting there
am. Yeah.
doing nothing. So,
That's it. I mean, I have way too many interests just to sit around and kind of really do nothing.
ditto.
I think I spent one winter after Cecil passed away and went to heaven, um, where I actually just basically watched stuff on whether it was TV or YouTube. I just spent the whole winter doing that, and I thought that's okay because I was trying to recuperate
Yeah.
from the stress of the handling all that. But usually, I like to be doing, I like to be on a schedule and keeping busy. Yeah,
Mhm.
and there's things I can't even do that I want to do because I still can't fit them in. I'm
Yeah.
not moving fast enough. That's the thing. Years ago, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was on a schedule. I was able to, because I was still working with before Cecil passed away. That would be 7 years ago now. So
Oh,
I was just used to moving a little quicker because I had to. And then all of a sudden everything just slowed down. And so now I feel like I just can't quite get everything in. You know what I mean?
wow.
But I'm working towards it. Yeah.
It's hard.
Because well, it is because I have way too many things I want to do. There's lots of things I literally put way off because I'm like, okay, that's not important. I will, I mean, certain things just had to go. But I haven't even got around to playing my guitar, and
Oh,
that's
wow.
important to me. Just
Yeah.
sitting right back behind me over here, and it's sitting right next to me, but I don't play because I just don't make time for it. I don't want to take it out for 10 minutes. It's like, just to do some little tiny practice. So I'm trying to work it in. So, but right now my whole focus is getting in better physical shape. So I'm doing Tai Chi and all that. And that's taking up a lot of my time.
Yeah, it
But I
does.
enjoy it. Yeah. It's a
As
lot of
long as
fun. I
you're
really enjoy
enjoying it, that's all that matters. As long as you're having fun
it.
and you're enjoying it, nothing else matters.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, of course, it's not for everybody. Not everybody would like Tai Chi, but if you like martial arts, it is a martial art. It's just
Yeah.
for people if they're listening. If you're listening in the background, hello, join us in the chat room, and we'd love to have you. And you can just feel comfortable because we're best friends, me and Donna, and we're just shooting the shit. That's what I like to always say.
Yeah.
This is non-scripted. We're talking about whatever comes to our mind, and hang out, chat with us. You can just, if you have a question or if you just want to chime in, please do.
Leave a
So
comment.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Because I'm watching the chat, so we'd love to have you join us. So if you're just kind of hiding in the background, we'd welcome you to join us here. And but yeah, I have always been into martial arts and karate. I like doing karate, and I did Shotokan karate for about a year. It was just way too hard for me with my hips and everything. That's right about the time my hips went, late 30s. So I was having already a lot of hip pain and everything, and a lot of the kicks were just killing me. I thought, I just can't do this. It's really going to cause me more damage than anything. So I had to get out of it, unfortunately, but I liked it. And Tai Chi is kind of the next best thing because it is a martial art, but it's slowed down, right? So it's martial arts, mellow 2.0. It's like it's so mellow that it doesn't look like it doesn't look like that's like you're blocking. It doesn't look like you're punching or anything like that, but you're actually all those moves are martial arts. So it's really cool when you get to know how it really works. And I'll do a plug right now just for anybody who's listening who catches the show. If you're interested, I'm doing my Tai Chi with Begin with Breath, and it's on YouTube. But they have a website and they also have a studio. So I joined the studio because I was really serious about this and I wanted to delve into it. So I'm a studio member, but I started out on for free on YouTube, and it's called Begin with Breath. It's Adam Potts, and he's a certified instructor with the one of the big organizations, Tai Chi organization certification situations down in the States. So he's a nice guy, and he does a lot of free stuff on YouTube. Begin with Breath on YouTube, but he has a studio that you can join rather cheaply and get in on 9 live sessions a week if you want to.
Oh,
I'm doing
nice.
I'm doing
That's nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm doing about 6 live sessions a week. Yeah. So like several of the days have 2, and there's a couple of days that only have 1. So it works out to 9 live sessions. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
That's really nice.
So,
that is.
Yeah, it's something you have to be into, because otherwise it's like I said, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's if you don't like martial arts, you probably wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't have to wear a gi and all that, and be doing karate chops. It's like it's more like a dance. It really looks like a dance.
I was gonna say it's like a real well scripted dance. Like you move so like swiftly.
Oh yeah, and you're like grasping the moon, and you're there's a white crane spreads wings move, which I really like. There's a parting the wild horse's mane. That's really beautiful. So they all have these really neat names for them, but that's just the pretty side of it. But the martial arts is totally separate. I mean, it's something else, right? Yeah. So, but it is almost like a dance. It's really nice. Yeah, I like it. It's also good for anxiety, and it's good for clarity, focus, to help you focus. It's really helping me focus. I've been a lot more focused. I've only been doing this for 2 months, and like 10 weeks, I counted it out. So 2.5 months. And I've been able to focus much, much better. Just mental focus, mental clarity. And also it's bringing me, even though I'm a Christian, so I'm not a Hindu or anything like that. It is meditative. So I can, because I'm a Christian, I'm thinking about the Lord while I'm doing it. And so it does bring me a lot of peace while I'm doing it. And so it's kind of meditative as well. So it's really nice. Yeah.
Meditating is good. I do that myself because I have social anxiety, and that works really well for me. It just like calms everything down, and I don't know. I really like it. It works great for me.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I think, most people don't breathe right. Most people don't breathe correctly because we're all in a hurry. And we get out, none of us, I think, it's not like they teach you how to breathe. You just naturally breathe. When you're born, you start breathing, and then nobody says, now this is the way you should breathe. Maybe if you're an athlete, they might. Or if you're a singer or a dancer or somebody who has something to do with some physical sport or some sort of activity where they might actually tackle the breathing, Most people just generally don't breathe properly. I know I don't. And so this class has been, this Begin with Breath stuff has been really good for me because it's been forcing me to breathe, which is something I usually just don't do. So now I'm actually breathing a lot more and feel a lot better. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because I'm
happy for you. I think that you look great and you look happy. You really do. And that means a lot. But it does, because you like when you, I don't know, like when I'm exercising and I'm really like into getting fit, I like in the wintertime I work out, but nothing like I do in the summertime. I'm just totally more active in the summertime. But I'll tell you what, when you're working out and you really start like feeling good on the inside, it shows on the outside. And I'm not just talking like losing weight or whatever. I'm saying your overall appearance. You just look so much happier and healthier. And, I think that's really important.
It is. It is. And that's the thing. It's just finding something that you like to do. Because for me, I mean, I had a rower. I bought a rower years ago, probably like I don't even know how long I had it there. I think I got that thing in like 2016 or 2015. So probably like 3 years before Cecil passed away and went to heaven. And Cecil would say, I've never used it. It was in the living room and it was right in front of the TV. And then, it was just sitting there ready for me to get on it. And he would be like, you just had to have that thing. I bought it with my own money, like whatever. He was just like, you just couldn't wait to get that thing. You had to have it. And he says, now, how many times have you been on that thing? I said, well, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 times, in like 3 years. And seriously, it just wasn't for me because I thought, I could row, I could watch TV and row and stuff.
Yeah.
But I would try it and I'd be like, I just can't get into it. It's just not for me. I'm kind of more apt to be the one who would go and just for fun play tennis, just for fun, running around tennis court, chasing after balls and smacking balls, or throwing a few hoops or something. I'm more into that kind of stuff instead of just stationary exercise.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I like Tai Chi, because it's not stationary and it does move. The forms are the same if you're doing, Yang style 24, which is what I'm using, which I'm learning right now. But there's different forms. There's Chin style. There's what are they? I got them up here. Oh, Sun style.
Mm-hmm.
And Yang style. So there's 3 main styles of Tai Chi. And the one I'm learning right now is Yang style 24. And that's kind of the most common around the world. But the Begin with Breath does a yoga flow with it. So while you're doing this, grasp the moon and all of these things, you're not moving necessarily through the traditional Tai Chi, which I'm learning on the side, you know what I mean? It's more of an exercise thing because they add in all this really cool movement from yoga. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're getting some yoga and some Tai Chi all at the same time. It's really cool. So it's actually real exercise, and it's building strength, building muscle, it's opening up my joints, causing lubrication in my joints that I never used for a long time.
Mm-hmm. That's nice,
because I just sat around. It is, man. I'm telling you, like, I'm loving it. I'm just like.
Don't you remember when I hurt my shoulder and I had to have surgery on my shoulder? I had frozen shoulder, and my arm was literally like to my chest. I was like that for 3 years. I mean, 3 years. Mm-hmm. And I could walk a little bit, but it made me like so off balance and everything. Because, every chance we get, we're hiking or fishing or boating or doing, tubing, doing something.
Oh,
and that was real. That was hard not to do anything. And I'm kind of like you. I can't just sit and like row, or a lot of people ride the bikes, like the stationary bike, or they do the elliptical. I can't do that. I have to be like outside and moving. I can't just be in one spot.
Yeah, it's not too much fun,
No, my favorite is hiking. I love to go hiking because you're in the outdoors, and there's so many different times we're hiking and we come up, upon animals, and how I like to take pictures, and it just, it's so much fun.
Yeah. And out where you guys are, it's unlimited, unlimited hiking area there, because it's all forest, all national park. It's all one huge, big forest, So, it's beautiful out there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mountains just surround us, like.
Mm-hmm. Like rivers and lakes and streams, and it's a beautiful place for hiking. That's the thing. It's like free exercise really for you guys, because all you got to do is walk out your door and you're right there. You can go hike the trails, your own trails, not anybody else's trails, because it's just you're just so isolated. But that's awesome. It's so cool. That's the thing. I'm in a big city, and right downtown in the middle of a big city. So it's not so much fun to walk around the streets here because, it's not that it's dangerous or anything like that, really. It is a little bit dangerous, but not really. Maybe not during the day. At night it might be, but not during the day. And it's nobody's going to mug you or anything, most likely. It's just that it's depressing. There's just drug addicts all over the streets.
Yeah.
It's, it's a sign of the times. Like, these are young people, and they are just screwing their lives. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at them going, "You're heading the wrong way." You know what I mean? Because I was heading the wrong way too as a teenager. I'm just looking at them going, "You guys are going the wrong way." You know, but they have to see it for themselves. They have to see it for themselves, right?
It's just so sad
But it's
because they're so young and they
it,
have their whole life ahead of them. And it's like
mhm,
they choose that. I know even locally here, I'm going to say 10 years ago, we didn't have the things going on in this community that are going on now. We have
mhm,
robberies, we got a lot of people with drugs. There's a lot of people that are new to the area. And like years ago, you
crazy.
used to know everyone. Like you knew everyone on a first name basis. I can remember going trick or treating with my kids, and like you knew every house, you knew where everybody lived. Anymore, like I can't tell you who no one is in this community because everyone's from the outside. There are some few natives to the area, but honestly, I don't bother anybody. I stay to myself. I think it's better that way. I just I, I stay to myself. I go to work. I do my thing. I come home. I hang out with you guys. But no, I try to stay to myself because there's just so much going on that I don't like. And people suck,
Mhm.
Lori. Some people just suck. They lie. They steal. And after the day I had with a couple people, I'm just thinking,
That's
hold on,
just
I'm
putting
going,
it very
yeah.
bluntly.
Like, where's the integrity? Like, you say something to someone and they just cannot wait to like pass it on to someone else to run you down in the mud, and it's like, I didn't even say it
Yeah.
rudely. I just said, and I'll be very honest. I'm one of those people that if I say something, I'm telling you a fact. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm not playing around. I'm not starting a rumor. I tell you facts. And that's what people don't like. Integrity is when
Mhm.
no one's looking. And I don't care if they're looking or not. You're going to hear
Yeah.
the truth whether you want it. That's just me. But people suck.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, and that's, I mean, people, um, it's like, I think for whatever reason, because I try to understand that behavior too. I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't.
No,
Like, because to me,
no.
it doesn't make any sense to be like that. It's like, life is too short, you know?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think sometimes that people like to live like that because then they can have their own little drama soap opera going all the time,
Yeah.
and that makes them
Mhm.
happy. I really think there's a lot of that going on. I think people are bored. I want to call them shit disturbers, and they really just don't mind making somebody else's day miserable. Um,
Yeah.
you know, to me, like I just look at that and I'm like, why would somebody want to be like that on purpose? I know
I,
sometimes we do stupid things. People
I know,
people
but
are just people, but on
they come to
purpose do
you.
stupid things like that.
Yeah, but they come to you in the form of a friend. I'm your friend. I like you. You're
Mhm.
so nice.
Oh,
Yes, yes, but then they're full of shit. They're bullshit. And it's just like, I don't have time for that. I'm not playing games. I don't care what the latest rumor is. But people like to throw you under the bus. They really do. I'm like, they just like
yeah,
to roll over top of you and then back up over you and then roll back over top of you again. It's like, it's crazy.
yeah. I
And
don't
then people
understand. I think
say, why don't you bother anybody? And it's like, if that doesn't say, I can tell you on
yeah.
one hand who I talk to on a daily basis. I'm at home, I go to work, I talk to Maureen and Barb, sometimes John. They're the ones I see the most. I come home from
Mhm,
work, I talk to you, I talk to Lee, I might talk to Maureen. That is it. Like, I don't talk to anybody, I don't
mhm,
bother anybody. I have no reason to.
yeah. Oh
So,
no, I hear you because for the most part, it doesn't matter what you say. Most people, a lot of people, will just take your words and twist it and
yeah,
say something to somebody else that you never said. But it's
yeah,
only because their own little lives are so pathetic. This is how I see it. Because it's not like, I mean, it's not like I'm living in some grand castle and I'm some extremely wealthy, famous person here. But I'm not. So I'm not trying to say I'm above anybody. But I'm just saying, there is. It doesn't. You don't. Your life. You don't need to do that stuff. You can find something to do that's more productive. But most people
exactly.
can't figure it out. So they just have to run around and gossip and cause these little kind of little factions and little bits and pieces of garbage floating around about everybody. And I float right through that stuff. I just kind of, actually, I want to say I avoid it. I go like I'm either around it or I'm over it or I'm under. I just don't even get near it because I can't deal with it. I'll tell somebody off big time, like in public, and I'll cause a scene because I don't tolerate that shit no how in my life.
No.
And
No.
no, because I'm not out there starting that shit. So
No.
I stay by myself. I don't bother anybody, and you know, I don't lie about people, and I don't start bullshit, you know, little drama sessions with people.
Exactly.
So when somebody does that to me, look out, man, look out.
Oh yeah, I say my piece. It's like I'm going to say my piece because they're talking shit on me anyway. So why should I just sit here and pretend like, you know, like, oh, it's okay, it's okay. No, it's not okay. You're a liar, and I'm just going to tell you that that's what you are. But also the people that they come to you in the form of friend and they're like, you can trust me. It's not going anywhere. And then 20 minutes later, they're texting somebody else saying, Donna said this, Donna said that. I'm not taking sides. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And it's like, okay, whatever. You don't have to take sides because like I said, when I say something, it's a fact. I'm not BSing you.
Yeah.
Either I know it or I don't say it.
I think, you know, for real, to be honest with you, I think that people that do these things have pathetic little lives. It's like they're living on little playgrounds and they haven't quite grown up yet.
Yeah.
And it's very childish behavior. It's totally childish behavior. It's kind of like,
don't get it.
People don't progress past the you know, elementary school playground. What are you supposed to do?
I'm just,
because we are dealing. There's a lot of people that are just, they're not all there, you know.
Yeah. I'm just one of those people, like, I stay to myself. I don't bother anyone. And then when you do talk to someone, it's not usually anything of importance. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, hello, how are you, whatever. But even with that, people just, like, they have to have something negative to say to feel good about themselves. And it's like, okay, well, if that makes you feel good, the only thing that makes you feel good is to say something negative or talk about somebody behind their back, then what the hell does that say about you?
There's a lot of that. Yeah. I think that's what it is. I think, to be honest with you, people that do that kind of stuff, I think their lives are so really, honest to God, pathetic. That in order that they can't do anything else but be miserable. You know, I've known lots of people like that in my lifetime. And that's kind of what caused me to be like, to say, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to live that life. And I don't want to be around people like that.
Yeah.
So I'm very cautious about who I let into my life. It's like,
me too.
because I don't want that around. Like,
no, I don't really bother anybody. I was involved in a few local groups and organizations, and I got out of them because the people that, like again, they're your friends or whatever. And then the next thing you know, they're stabbing you in the back. And it's like, wait a minute, what did I do? Or what did I say? But whatever. And then I always take a hit because I stand up for kids. So if anything's said and it has to do with child advocacy, then just blame Donna, because it's easier to blame her than it is, you know, to take responsibility that I said that myself. Or they'll say, what's your opinion? What's your opinion? And they want me to say it so that they don't have to say it.
Right.
What a joke.
And then it'll be all your fault, right?
Yeah, always. Like, I swear sometimes, like, I have a target on my back. It's better to blame me than it is anybody else.
Yeah. Like, just blame Donna. You should get a T-shirt with a target on the back that says, just blame Donna.
Well, because small towns are like that. Like, but small towns are like that. They always have to blame somebody, you know. And because I'm very vocal and I speak my mind, it's always, it's easier to blame her. But I'll tell you what, I left every local, every charity that I sat on, every nonprofit organization. I left. I'm like, I want nothing to do with any of them, because the people that are on there, I'm not going to say what I really think. I'll just say they're not my cup of tea. I'll just say it like that. And I would rather not work with people like that because, again, I have integrity. So
yeah, that's the thing.
And I'll leave it at that. I'm trying to be kind here, because if I said what I really thought, nobody would talk to me.
Right. No, that's right. And the thing is like, you know, and that's not, it's not a put down. It's just kind of like, if you wanted to be part of all that kind of, garbage about, gossiping and starting shit with people and all that, you could very easily join them.
I have no reason.
That's not everybody's. It's not everybody's thing,
No.
It's not my thing. I got too much that I want to do. I don't really have time for that kind of stuff. I think that's what separates people, like, that does separate, I think, people like who from people that do that sort of thing. I want to call them gossip mongers. People that just want to kind of cause derision, just want to cause problems for people. And then there's a wedge between them and people that just want to live their own lives and do their thing. And they don't want to get involved in all that shit. And then they look at you like, well, geez, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Must be conceited or something. And it's like, no, I'm just not a fucking asshole.
Exactly.
Like you guys. So, but I'm not going to say it to your face because I'm trying to be nice. If you want me to say it to your face, keep it up. This is the thing. It's kind of like, I just don't hang out with assholes, and that's all there is to it. No. I don't. Life is too short.
Like I said, I left every group and organization that I was with. I had something happen last year, and you're aware of what it is, but I won't say on here. And the people that swore to be friends and, we're a team. Well, she's the big mouth. She's a child rights activist. We'll just push that over on her and let her deal with it. And it took a year, but the truth come to light. And then if that wasn't enough, someone still had to go behind my back and talk about me. And I'm like, yeah, I said it because it's facts. And when I tell you something, it is factual. I'm not going to go behind your back and talk about you, although you did that to me. I told you the truth, but the truth still wasn't good enough. But guess what? It is what it is, because we all know the truth now. I always say to everybody, what's done in the dark comes to light. And it did. It took a year.
Yeah, eventually it will.
It took a year of me being blamed for something that I did not do. And Lori, I'm very opinionated. And if I think something, I will say it. But I can tell you right now, for the one time in my life, I did not say a word and I got blamed for it. But again, it was because someone that I called friend and that I trusted, or I thought I could trust, put a big knife in my back. And then they just kind of followed suit. So, but
that's not cool at all.
But I'm like an elephant because I remember and I don't forget. So when they text me, can you help me, or can you do this, or you could that? Right. Who are you? Goodbye.
Exactly.
Don't call me. Call the person that you stabbed me in the back with.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Like, why should you? I wouldn't even have the nerve to do that because I'd be too embarrassed. People just think they can get away with that shit.
It was 1 year, and there was only 5 people that stood by me. Maureen, you, Lee, Roger, and my mom, my sister, but they're kind of one and the same. That was it. Everybody else just kind of threw me under the bus, or it was better for me to take the blame than it was for them. And I'm just like, but it really wasn't me. It was somebody else, but I took the blame. And then it was so crazy because I went painting last Friday. Remember I said to you, I'm going to go painting. And I sent you the pictures that I painted this.
I love that picture. Oh, man.
I'm going to send that to you.
Pretty. And it is just gorgeous.
Thank you. And this person.
Are you really going to send that?
No, I'll send it to you if you like it. Yes, let me send it to you.
If you send it in one of them poster roll-ups things, I think it'll be okay.
You can't roll it because it's on a frame. It's on a frame.
Oh, you framed it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. No, you don't have to send it to me. I do really like it though.
I'll send it to you. No, I'll send it to you.
That's very nice of you, Boo. It's gorgeous. Oh my God. I love that painting.
I'm glad you like it.
I was like, oh, I love that. I'd love to have that on my
Yeah,
wall. You guys,
I love the
I gotta
paint. Like,
put it up.
I love the paint. It's stress free. But
Well, you're good at it. That's the thing. Right.
yeah. Well, I said to Maureen like 2 months ago, I'm like, let's go painting. And she's like, okay. We haven't painted in like 2 years because of work. And it just seems like if it's not summertime, then it just doesn't fit my schedule. So we get there and there's this one person there. And I'm like, keep that person away from me, Maureen. Cause like, I'm telling you, I'm going to say my piece today. And the person actually came over and kind of gave me a little apology and told me what was said. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I said, you know what's so bad is I said, I got blamed for that, but it really wasn't me. And then this person told me who put that knife in my back. And then I'm like, okay. And Maureen's like, I told you, she's like, everything just lined up perfectly because we would have never been here. And she's like, it was God that took us painting that day and lined up these circumstances. She said, like you said, what's done in the dark comes to light. And it did.
Right.
It really did. So, I felt, did you ever feel vindicated? Like, yes, like I know I'm right. And I know that I didn't do anything wrong.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Good feeling.
You know, seriously, like people.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
I don't know why. Why would they blame you for something that you had nothing to do with? I don't get that. That's terrible. They all be ashamed of themselves.
Small
all those
town
people that were involved in it. Yeah, but still, I don't care.
I know, but I have this saying I say, and when you are from a small town, everybody has a big mouth and they're going to tell this person and they're going to do that. They don't do shit. And I always say, and this is horrible, but I'm always like, no balls. Nobody has any balls to stand up for the truth. And they have no balls to stand up and take it like a man, what they say and what they do. They want to pass the buck on somebody else. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I got big shoulders and I'll take it. But it wasn't me. And then when I found out, when that person told me the truth, I was like, yeah, because I knew I didn't do anything wrong. And I knew I was in the right. But then you still have people even after you say, hey, I was right, I didn't. And this person actually said the truth. And there they are texting behind your back saying, I'm not getting involved. I'm not falling into drama. Yeah. And it's like, get the hell out of here. See? You knew the truth freaking a year ago. You just didn't have no balls to stand up and say what the hell the truth was. But
this is it. That's kind of like
people suck.
That's what I mean. That's just childish bullshit. Yeah. It's like somebody who doesn't have enough to do. They ought to be a little busier instead of being busybodies. Because being a busybody is no good. And I know people say small towns are full of busybodies, but big cities are full of busybodies as well. And they're everywhere. And it's just like, go get a life. Go find something to do. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times those types of people are very insecure. And they feel like they have to weasel their way into just about any relationship they can because they're so lonely and they're so down on themselves or whatever the deal is as far as like low self-esteem or no confidence or whatever it is, that they can't stand alone and they can't just be normal. They have to be busybodies. And I don't hang around with busybodies. I really don't.
Like I said, I don't bother anybody. And but I did. I resigned from every local group and organization and charity I was with. I'm like, I'm not going to do anything local anymore. I'm not. I don't blame you. People, just like I said, they're too eager to stab you in the back or have something rude to say about you. And it's like, even like with AU4H, people don't want to support the cause. People don't want to support what we're doing with the register. People don't want to support certain things. But the first time something happens to them or their child or whatever, we're the first person in the community they reach out to. And can you help me? Can you help me? And then you help them. And then after you help them, then you get the big stab in the back. Like they don't know you. They don't talk to you. You didn't do enough for them. And it's like, get out of here. You can only do what you can do. But I actually said the other day.
That's just what people are.
Yeah, I'm
They're
coming up on
just
my 30th year, and I'm just cutting ties with a lot of people, a lot of groups. I want to do what I want to do now, and I'm not going to put myself in that position again to stand up and be a part of something with people that don't respect you. You know what I mean? Like if people don't respect me, what the hell should I respect them for?
That's right. No, that's exactly right.
So
I mean, and the thing is kind of like you in that kind of a toxic environment, you're not going to ever get away from that because
no,
it's too small of a community and it's too small of an area. There's no new information. There's no new blood. There's no new nothing. It's the same old people regurgitating their same old bullshit. So that's not your fault, and other people's fault who don't want to be a part of that. I'm sure there's other people there in the area that don't want to be part of that either.
Yeah.
And basically just have to stick to themselves because they don't want to be part of the bullshit. But it's too much. It's too small of a microcosm, to get involved unless you are kind of like those people, and then you fit right in, and it's great. But it's like, no. I mean, I just can't. I mean, you and Raj. I mean, you have your life. You and your husband. I mean, you guys have your life pretty much set now. Like you're going to be. I mean, I know you love your job, so it's not really like you're looking to retire anytime soon. But you get your whole summers off, and Raj is going to have more time. So, because he's getting ready to retire, or close to it anyway. And the two of you you can go on the boat. There's things you can do, seriously. Like if it was me, like I'm in a small building, I'm in a big building in a small place, and I can't take up something like clay. You know what I mean? But if I had a big place that had like not a woodshed, but almost like an arts and crafts room, that was kind of like a setup with sort of like, so you wouldn't be tracking stuff into the living room, or you know what I mean. I would definitely have like one of those potter's wheel, and I would do pottery because I love pottery. I love to work with my hands. That's why I like cooking, I guess, because cooking is working with your hands. And pottery is so much fun. And then you get to glaze it, and you get to fire it and glaze it, and it's just so beautiful. Yeah. I could just picture you guys just doing something like that. Not that you're into pottery, but I'm just saying, kind of like artsy, because you're an author and you write and you paint, which I mean, your pictures, I mean, you could just keep painting. I think your pictures are beautiful, not just because you did them. I actually really like them.
Thank you.
I really they're really almost innocent in a way. There's an innocence to them. Yeah, even that mountain picture you painted had a bit almost like it wasn't like a mean evil mountain. It was almost like a heavenly mountain, if you think about it, with the colors that you chose and the way that it was painted. Most people will paint a mountain looking kind of ominous, and this mountain was not ominous. It was absolutely beautiful, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. So yeah, I love your paintings. I love your style. And,
Thank you. Thank you.
It's wonderful. So yeah, I mean, there's just things you can do. You don't have to get involved with the gossiping, backstabbing cretins in the area. Seriously, because you don't have to put up with that. Yeah,
I'm done. Like I said, I'm just done with people. I was never really a people person, and then I spent so much time advocating and away from here. It was just like I never really had bothered. And then they wanted to do something locally for kids, and I was like, okay, yeah, great. But I don't know. Like if you can't trust the people that you're volunteering with, or they don't support you, what the hell's the point? So I'm just like,
no, exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly. They say, oh, we'll help you, we'll work with you, and then they stab you in the back.
Yeah, and what's so bad? It always takes one person to ruin it. But it takes one person to ruin it for everybody. Like you always have that one person in a crowd, no matter what you do, you can't trust them because they're always coming to you saying, oh, you can trust me, you can trust me. And then at the end of the day, it's like, no, you can't. And the person you think you can trust the most is the one that's ready to put the knife in your back. It's like, no.
That's the thing, right?
No,
it's not right.
I learned a big lesson. I really did. And
Yes.
I learned that I don't need other friends. I have the friends that I need, and I trust the people in my life that I trust. And if I can't tell you something and you can't keep it to yourself, that you need to tell it to 10 other people to make yourself feel good, or to think that you're going to get something up on somebody, I don't need people like that. And
No.
I mean, it was just, it was a circus. You know how Lee always
Nobody
says,
needs to do
not
that.
my monkeys, not my circus. Well, that was one of those conditions.
I can just hear Lee saying something like that. She's so funny.
She always does. She always
has something funny to say. Shit kickers. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, she's funny.
Oh my God. She said to me last year, she's like, I'm going to get my shit kickers on. I'm coming to Pennsylvania. I'm going to kick some ass. Like, oh my God.
She has a great Florida accent.
So funny.
It's like, sissies, come on up there with my shit kickers. She's got a great Southern Florida accent.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's funny because she'll call me and she'll go, sissy.
Yeah. I know, I
She
can't
does
even
have
do
a
it
great
like that. You can do it perfect. Yeah. That's
I
good.
think because I've heard her so much over the last 22 years.
She's funny.
No wonder.
Oh, she's so funny.
I love Lee. I love Lee.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah, we love her so much. She's our sister. She's just not doing this show with us, but she does other. We worked with her Donna worked with her for like 20 years, advocating, and we've been besties really all since then. I stepped in the picture, I don't know what, 16, 17 years ago.
18 years ago.
So,
I'm great. Listen, I'm great with the anniversary dates. You and Lee's not.
I keep thinking it's not quite as many years as you think, but for some reason, I'm not sure. But I'll take your word for it.
2007.
So yeah, I mean,
it's almost 2007. We started doing radio in 2008.
Okay, I keep thinking it was 2009. That's why. I'm always a year off.
We kicked off a new podcast in 2009. Remember, we were with DTR, and we kicked off that podcast with them. But we were hanging out a long time before that.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah. I just for some reason keep thinking it's not quite like just only about 17 years. But anyway, so it's close to 20 years.
It's just because we kicked off the podcast January 1st, 2009. Like dates just stick in my head. I don't know why.
No, well, that's okay. That's cool.
I remember the first day I met Lee, and Lee has the short hair now, but her hair was real long, and she had 2 little dogs at the time. She had Lakota and Otis, and like it was so funny because you'd be talking to her on the phone, and they would just like be yipping back and forth.
That's cool. Now she got short hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame her. She's down in Florida with that humidity and that heat, and I would not want to have such a thick head of hair to deal with in that heat because man, it's hot down there in the summertime, and that humidity, your hair would never dry out. If you had a big lot of hair, she does have a lot of hair. So I can imagine it was probably much better for her to get that cut right off, you know?
Yeah.
I don't hardly have any hair, so it wouldn't be any problem for me. Just put it up in a ponytail, no big deal.
My hair, when it's down, it's almost to my waist. And I've been thinking about getting it cut. And then just as I go to get it cut, I'm like, no, I can't. I just, there's something about it. I just can't cut it yet.
I just don't have any. So. But what's here is okay. It's just that there's just not much of it. But that's okay. I don't care.
You have nice hair. I think you look nice.
Well, what's nice there is okay.
I like when you pull it up with those combs. I think it looks so pretty when you pull it back on the sides with the combs.
Thank you, boo. That's how I have it today. It's just kind of pulled. It's just kind of back with a comb. That's why I like it because it's all one length, except for just right. I've got a few shorter bits kind of up here to sort of layer it a little bit, and then it's all one length. And that's my hair would be poof, like with the fan here. If I didn't have it clipped back, my hair would be all over the place. Seriously. So I have to put it back. I don't even have a choice. Yeah.
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 I got a
If I
trim the
don't,
other day, and I just had them trim up my bangs a little bit because I like to wear them off to the side. But when they were long, it was just like you have bangs clear down to here. It's like I need a little bit of a change. If it's going to be long, I need a little bit shorter in the front.
Yeah. Oh, your hair looks beautiful. Yeah, because I'm pretty. This is the first time I've seen it after you cut it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure. Yeah. It looks
I just have it all pulled up in the back, but it's still long.
Yeah. Still, it looks very pretty.
Thank you. It's getting
it's
so curly though. Like my hair never used to be curly, and it's so curly anymore.
Yeah.
And it's weird because it's like straight up here, but then it's curly down here. Yeah. And in the back, it's like it's just so weird.
Hair does change, actually. You know, because mine is a bit wavy now, and it was never wavy. It was just straight. All my like little kid pictures, my hair was straight like spaghetti sticks. We're talking straight. There was no curl in that thing at all. And now they've got like a slight wave to it. You know, it's I'm surprised I have any hair at all now. Really, to be honest with you, because I just trashed my. I mean, I just totally just trashed my time. Oh, just perms that went wrong. A friend of mine and when we decided we wanted to go get our hair permed. So this was way back in like 82, let's say. No, it was after I graduated. So 84. And we went to this lady, the stylist, whatever you want to call him. She's like talking on the phone, and this stuff was the acid was burning my head. And I was telling her, I
don't mean to laugh.
Excuse me. Hello. I'm like, hello, it's burning. And my hair's going to fall out. She's like, talking on the phone. And she comes back like way too late. And a shitload of my hair had fallen off. Literally fallen off. It was so just gone from the acid from that perm. Yeah. And lucky I could have sued. I really could have, you know what I mean? But I was just like too stoned. So I was like, oh, whatever, you know. I remember we were young. I mean, me and my friend, we were so high going into that place. It's unbelievable. So I was just like, whatever. I'd been through a whole lot worse. So I was like, no big deal. But I was a little miffed, and I didn't leave a tip, and I told her off. I was like, I don't think I should even pay for this because you burned my head, and a lot of my hair is now falling out. My hair never really recovered from that, to be honest with you. But I never had a whole lot to begin with. Like, I was always, my hair was always really fine, and there was just very minimal of it. So, I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. So, but it's a miracle I still have hair.
You're crazy. I remember
I just like what I have.
It's pretty. I remember my 10th grade year in high school, and back then the perms were big. They were big in style. And I remember saying to my mom, I want to get a perm. And she's like, oh, I can do that. She goes, I can do that just as good as any salon. And I'm like, okay. Well, for some reason, she put it in, and it took good pretty much like in the back and everything. But right here in the front, she didn't roll it tight enough, and my bangs come out looking all wiry and everything. And I'll never forget, 2 days later, it was picture day at school. And I had to have my picture taken, and I was so embarrassed of that picture. I'm just like, look what you did to me. And she's like, I'll go to school. It looks just as good as a beauty parlor would do. I'm like, oh, this is garbage. You can't make me go to school. She made me go to school. I was like, oh my God. And then after that, I never wanted a perm again until I was like 22. And then I went to a salon and had it done. But back then in the 80s and early 90s, everybody had the long hair and it was like curly and you had the big puff in the front of your. My kids look at my pictures and they're like, what the hell is wrong with your hair? And I'm like, that was style back then.
It was totally. I didn't have that style, but a lot of people did. A lot of my friends had that style, and friends of the family, girls, all had their hair like that. That was totally 80s. And I had my hair looking more like, I was trying to emulate either Lita Ford or Vince Neil, whichever. I mean, you can see by my pictures. I had my hair really bleached out. It was kind of like almost spiky, and we used to like put gel in there and whatever to kind of sort of spike it out. And it was really kind of, I don't know, really not really punk rock like, but more like just kind of metal hair, So yeah, that was my style.
I had a teacher, Mr. Rathmill, and he used to call everybody Miss whatever your name was or Mr. whatever, and he used to say, Miss Donna. And I would say, yes, Mr. Rathmill. And he would say, that stuff you're putting on your hair, he said, isn't good for it. And I used to be like, what are you talking about? And my hair was always really super light. But in the summertime, it would turn almost light because of swimming in the pool. He thought I was dyeing my hair. So he was like, that's not real, And I'm like, Mr. Rathmill, it's from swimming in the pool. And he's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. So he asked if he could just like take a piece of my hair, like a little trim piece, and put it under the microscope. And he's like, kids, this is what happens when you put too much bleach in your hair. And he comes back and he's like, oh, it really is from being in the swimming pool. I'm like, no, I told you. I'm like, back then my mom would never let me dye my hair in school.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't, maybe some parents, of course, would have been okay with it, but people, that didn't happen until a few years later.
Yeah.
Where parents would be totally cool with their kids dyeing their hair. No, because we're both 80s kids, even though you're younger than me by 5 years. I mean, I graduated in 83. So when did you graduate?
87.
89?
87.
Oh, 87. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I graduated, 4 or 5 years. Yeah. So, yeah, that's about right. So I graduated in 83. Yeah.
That's the year Roger graduated.
I mean, yeah, we're the same. We're just about the same age. Totally. Yeah, we're not far apart. I mean, like Roger and me are both real close in age. Yeah, it's back in them days. I mean, some parents would have been okay with their kids dyeing their hair, but some parents maybe not. Because parents weren't really. I mean, back in them days, I mean, kids could wear makeup. If you could afford it, or steal it or whatever. Because most kids just ended up ripping off their stuff out. Stealing their makeup and shit, hiding it in their school locker. But I never did that. I really wasn't interested in all that kind of trying to put on makeup and stuff like that. It just wasn't important to me. But really, yeah, because I was just a partier. I was just wanting to get high. That's all I was doing. I was just looking for booze or something to smoke, Hey, I was a party chick.
I wore like a little bit of makeup in school, and then when I got out of school, I wore a little bit more, and then I always got highlights. Like I never totally dyed my whole head. I would always get they'd put it through a cap, and they'd pull it through, and then they'd make it like light. And I always did that. The kids in my class said to me the one day, Miss Donna, how's come your hair is blonde in some spots, but it's dark in other ends? And there's this one sweet little boy, and he says, that's because me and Miss Donna get highlights. His mom highlights his hair too. But the kids, funny. They go, Miss Donna, why is it light on the ends? And I always laugh and I say, oh, it just grows that way. But this little boy goes, me and Miss Donna get highlights.
That is so funny. That's cute. That's really cute. Yeah.
I got the sweetest kids.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope. But
me and my friend, you remember that stuff used to be called sun in? And you'd be
oh
able
yeah.
to spray it in your hair and dry it with a hair dryer, or just go outside in the sun and it would bleach your hair out. And me and my friend used to use that stuff all the time. And that one picture I have with the motorcycle, getting off the motorcycle, we were all camping in the mountains, and they brought the family that I was camping with, brought their motorcycle along with their along with the trailer and everything else. So we were out riding around in the motorcycle, and somebody snapped a picture. But that's how I used to wear my hair, and it was really bleached out.
Oh, that was pretty. That was beautiful.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I would still do it now, but my hair is really white now, so I don't have to worry about bleaching it out because it's mostly white now. I still have color in the this stuff here, like anything. This is all white. This is white, all right here, and this is still kind of honey. It's like a honey color, and so I still have some color in my hair.
It looks blonde.
Yeah, it looks
your
blonde.
hair looks the same color as mine.
Like this is still blonde. You can literally see it. I don't dye my hair, but this is all white right here, and I like it. Like people are, I've had people tell me on my, on my other show that I do for the whole issue on my own YouTube channel there. I've had people say, you'd be okay if you get a facelift and dye your hair.
Oh God, that's
and I'm
so
like,
rude.
I know. I'm like, they don't know what I want to. They don't know what I'm thinking in my mind.
You want to know what I'm
not
thinking?
going to say it, But I did tell them off one time. I'm like, look, this is my show. I like myself. It took me years to get to like myself. Let me tell you. I mean, women like me. Hey, we're talking about women like me.
That's right.
So anybody who's listening who is a woman who's ever dealt with some sort of issues where it was hard for them to like themselves, and it takes years to finally say, I'm okay with myself. I like myself.
Yeah.
Just the way I am. That's why we titled this Women Like Me.
Women Like Me.
Just the way we are, And so I like myself nowadays. And then I got some idiot on YouTube telling me that if I just get a facelift and do something with my hair and put some makeup on, I would look okay. I'm like, excuse, who the hell are you?
I was going to say, who the hell are you to say anything about how you
are? First, let's see how ugly you are before you go and say something like that to me. Exactly. I actually am good looking. I'm sorry, but it's just true. And I don't really show my body on here, but I got a nice body as well. So, I got old people, young people, middle-aged people trying to marry me. So it's like, seriously.
Yes, you do.
I mean, seriously, I even have women trying to pick me up. So everybody who thinks that I'm not good looking can go fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right.
I'm okay with myself. Yeah. But can you imagine if somebody would tell you that?
No.
I'm almost 60. What do you want? You know what I mean?
People are so rude anymore. People are so rude and ignorant, and it's just I say all the time, it's not like it used to be. Years ago, like, people were kind and friendly, and there's no kindness anymore. There's no real friends. Everybody just, I don't know. Like I said, if I didn't have the few of you that I had, that's why I don't bother anybody. If anybody would come up to you and say, Donna said this, I can surely tell you they're lying to your face, because I don't bother anybody. And I say that all the time. Because, like I said, small towns are awful. They are, and there's people here that I care about, and there's people that I'm like I have acquaintances, and I do care about them. But like then you have people that's so rude, and it's like, whatever. I mean, I've had people make comments about me. I've had people say I have fake hair, I have fake teeth, I have fake tatas, and it's like, I can promise everything I have is real. It's really me.
That's just ridiculous. It's so stupid. It's childish.
It was summertime, and I went in the store one day, and I heard this girl say something about me, and I was just like, whatever, because you always have somebody that has something negative to say. And I went around, and I'm just like going around the store doing my thing. And I come around, and she looked at me real weird. And then she like walked away. And as she walked away, and she goes, to another girl there. She goes, well, she can bounce around all she wants. She's got fake hair, fake teeth, and fake tits. And I'm just like, look, bitch, I don't think so. Like, no. I'm like, no one's talking to me like that. No way. But
ridiculous.
It was like, whatever, you know? Or because
cool.
you're thin, people's like, oh, you're doing this or you're doing that. And it's like, no, I'm not. I hate to tell you, but no. I have a very active life, but you don't know anything about me. But they just they make speculations, or they want to say something negative, and it's like, why can't you just show kindness? Like, why do we have to be so damn negative all the time?
Exactly. That's exactly it. Why not say something kind and build people up instead of tearing people down? That's, nowadays it's like, it's the culture. It's culture nowadays to tear people down. That's what people like. What they want. Hey, well, if that's what they want to do, they can do it. That's fine. But I won't have any part of it because I'm not into it. You know what I mean?
No.
And it's not cool.
No. I don't understand why people feel a need to be mean or rude or ignorant to other people. I don't get it. I can see people that I don't even know, and I would be happy to lend them a helping hand, or, any way I could help somebody, I would. And then to know, like, people are just like so rude and so ignorant. And it's like, wow, like we're from the same community. Like, how can you be so rude? And I don't know. I don't get it. I don't.
No, there's no reason to be like that. I don't understand myself. It's, who knows what the hell their problem is. I think it's just that there's a lot of people out there that hate their lives. They really do. And they can't stand to see that somebody else is doing good. They can't stand to see somebody else doing something else because, gee, why not? I guess because they could be doing it if they get off their lazy assholes and do. Sorry. They're supposed to be family friendly.
Sometimes it's not. Women like me, we're nice, but yet we swear. Come on.
Every now and then something slips out. But the thing is like, and it's like if they really do just want to run around and run people down.
Yeah.
It seems like they don't have enough to do. They just must have these sorry, pathetic lives. And that's really what it comes down to. And the only person responsible for your sorry, pathetic life is you. So if you're listening to this and you have a sorry, pathetic life, you're the only one that can change that. You know what I mean? Nobody else can. Nobody's going to come along and fix your sorry, pathetic life. You literally have to get yourself out of that. So women like me, we do talk about women's issues here. We talk about all sorts of things. And I know because I've been through that. I had a pathetic life as a drug user, as a young person. And the thing is I got myself out of that, out of the bullshit, out of the drama, the craziness. Yeah. And it took me quite a while to do it. But
that's huge here. Like that's huge here. There's so much drama in a small town that it's, like I said, it's not even funny. You don't even have to do anything, and somebody's making a comment, or they think you want their man.
Texting somebody.
Like, I don't think so.
Texting somebody. That's what I just saw. I know. Like that's a pathetic life.
But years ago, everybody talked, everybody was friendly, and I will say, I probably have more friends that are men than women. I just get along well with men, but men don't bullshit. But men don't run you down. Like they just, I don't know, they talk. And I've always had more friends that were guys than girls, and now I see why. I mean, I really see why.
Well, I think there's a lot of the women who are just completely jealous, most likely of you, because they see your life and they think,
but why?
Well, isn't that great? Look at that. Well, because you are kind of a prominent figure in your area, you stick out like a sore thumb. You know what I mean? Like you really do. But the thing is that people are, if they would give you a chance, would get to see that you're just a normal person who's a very nice person, and you do kind of keep yourself a little bit private because you have to. You just can't have everybody just running around trying to get into your house and shit. So basically, you got to keep yourself sort of private. But the thing is like if they just stop for a minute and just get to know you, they'd see that you're a very nice person, and you're not out backstabbing people. You're not out gossiping. You know.
No, people don't, because I'm so, Lord, but I'm so outspoken with so many different things, and people they don't like that. They don't want you to be outspoken. Like I said earlier, if someone needs my help, I'm the first person they call. But then, like, if they don't need your help, then you're this, this, and this, and it's like, well, I wasn't this when I was helping you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know. I try to do so many nice things for so many people. I've had people reach out to me and say, something happened to somebody I love. Would you help me do a book? And I've done books. I have done charity events. I have, I've given, I've donated, I've done everything I can for so many people in this community. And sometimes it's like, no matter what you do, it's just never enough. People want more. So all I do, Lori, is I get up every day and I try to be the best version of me that I can. I know that I have 25 little kids at my class, and I want to make their day happy. I want to make their day exceptional. I try to give them the best possible day that we can. We learn, but we have fun. And then I come home. All I want to do at nighttime is enjoy some dinner, watch a little bit of TV, and relax. And like I said, I've stayed to myself, like I said, except for the handful of friends that I mentioned earlier. But I don't get involved with people because I've been down that road before. And once you're hurt and you're stabbed in the back by somebody that you love and you think you can trust, it just takes a toll on you. And I do get very upset and I get very frustrated. And today I even said a couple nasty things about somebody, but it's like, it's the truth. Like, I'm sorry, but the truth's the truth. And if you did that, then you were in the wrong for doing that. You're blaming innocent people for something that you did. And that's bullshit.
Right. That's bullshit. Crap. You know what I mean? That's not okay at all. No, you have to stick up for yourself. And
I do.
Not only, I mean, you're.
And that's part of the reason why people don't like you. If you let people walk on you and shit on you, people's okay. I'm one of those people. You're not going to talk to me like that. You're not going to disrespect me. And if you're rude to me, baby, you have no idea what you're going to get back.
That's right.
I'm one of those people. My attitude depends on you. How you treat me is what my attitude is going to be like. And a lot of people, they don't like that. And it's like, well, then lose the attitude. There's no reason to have such a bad attitude or a shitty attitude or a pissy attitude. And you don't have to disrespect people and be rude. Tell the friggin' truth and be done. But I don't know. So few people in this world know truth anymore that if the truth bit them in the face, they wouldn't even know it.
Yeah, truth has become something that's a bit, what do you want to call that? I mean, it's morphed into something else.
Yeah.
It's a subjective now, kind of up to the other person to decide what truth is, and that's bullshit. There's either good, there's evil, there's truth, there's lies. What is it? You know what I mean? It's not a mixture of all of that shit. No. And the thing is we've always, as being outspoken, that we are. And only really for a good reason, not just to be outspoken. It's not like we're just running up and down the streets shouting out, yelling stupidity, at people. We're standing up for children, so we do speak our mind on that. So you've been very vocal in your community about many things because of the work that you do to try to protect, children and save them from abuse. Working to help all sorts of different causes, animals, shelters, domestic violence, support, bullying, standing up against bullying, promoting
no to drugs.
Positive. Oh yeah, I mean, what's wrong with that? A lot of people think, oh, you're a troublemaker. It's like what? Because I'm standing up for what people need to be standing up for. We should all be speaking up about all of
We
this
should.
crap,
We should.
and it's very important, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody will, because not everybody feels like comfortable doing that sort of thing or whatever, and that's fine. But then there's other people that are willing to stand up and say it, but then don't look at those people as gee, look at those troublemakers. They're just always beaking, and barking. Too bad. You don't want to
Several
listen.
years ago, I was involved with an organization, and it was a new organization, and we were trying to get things for kids to do to get them so that they didn't, go to the streets and go to drugs. And we had a DJ dance, and we had over 100 kids come. It was such a good time. All the kids had fun. Cool. They had pizza, and it was so nice. And I was working with like I said, a bunch of good people, and we had fun. And then it was only like a few months after that, it was like so many people some of them walked away, some of them I don't know, like everybody just got like so opinionated, and I was just like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to save face value, and I'm just going to walk away. But I don't know, I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm just saying that,
no,
I look out for the best interest of kids, but I also have to look out what's for the best interest of myself. And if it includes walking away, then I'm going to walk away. And that's what I did.
No, that's right.
But it was fun. I mean, it was so much fun, and we had a really good time, and we had good people. Everybody was there for the best interest of kids. And but it's like it only takes one person to ruin something great for everybody. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like one person.
That's it. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's just bad. Usually bad leadership.
Yeah.
Like if a person really doesn't have a good handle on how they're, what they're on the future of what they see for that organization and how they're going to get there. The fact that they themselves can't get it there, they're going to have to rely on people. They're going to have to trust people. They're going to have to bring in their trustworthy people to do it and let them run with it. That organization isn't going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? You have to be confident enough in your choices and your, who you're dealing with. If a leader goes around and just tries to isolate certain people within to keep them close, and then keeps everybody else kind of at bay, doesn't let certain people do this, certain people kind of holding everything up all the time, and then making a scene about certain things, it's not going to go well. It's not, because people are volunteering.
Well, when
These are volunteers, not getting paid to do this.
When I joined, I think there was 6 of us, and I knew 3 of the people. 2 was a married couple. I knew them very well, and I had never had any issues with them. The other ones, I knew as acquaintances in the community. You'd see them, and it's like, hello, how are you? But that's not really a friend. And then the one person I really knew well, and I had actually called friend. But then, like I said, everybody just kind of like went their own way and started doing their own things. And, and it was just like a lot of very bad decisions. And I was just like, no, I'm just going to, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go my own way. And I went my own way. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, then that's going to happen. I think it's.
But no, I did. I walked away from a lot locally just for the fact that, like I said, I don't know. I think when you're working with people, sometimes it's very hard because everybody has big opinions and big ideas, and they don't want to hear what anybody else has to say. They don't want to believe you. They think they know everything, and then when they run into a problem, then it's, oh, we got to fix the problem. And it's like, no, there wouldn't have been a problem if you just would have listened. You would have listened to begin with. And I think a lot of times, like the different boards of directors that I sat on, whether it was for children or like domestic violence or even animals, not being so involved with them, I think was the key component of success. because everybody had what they were good at. You know how, like, I always say, like, with
Right.
you, Lee, and myself, you're good at certain things, Lee's good at certain things, and I'm good at certain things. And then when you put us together,
That's
we're
right.
a powerhouse, because we,
Yeah,
as a
exactly.
team, we're huge. And
That's right.
I really believe that. And I think sometimes when you're working with people that you're not friendly with, or you don't know them well, it's easier to come together and collaborate because there's not so many big, strong-headed people batting heads. Everybody's willing to work
Right.
together for the benefit of that organization. And I think
Mhm.
sometimes that's what fails when you know people and you're working with them. So
Yeah.
I resigned. I was like, I'm going to resign from, different things. And I had told you, 2 years ago, like when the 30th year rolled around, I was going to walk away from a lot of stuff anyway, because 30 years is a
Mhm.
long time to be out here, out here talking. So
It is. Like, that's more than half your life. I mean, that's a long time to give to something, right?
yeah, yep,
That's, I mean, seriously. I've only given like um what, 18, yeah, 18 years. Where you've given 30, like that's a long time.
yeah,
So it's, yeah, no, it's a wonderful milestone and it's a really
hmm
great accomplishment. And you can
yeah.
look back on those years and just be proud of the work that you did. Like,
I
you
love
didn't
the
do it.
work I do. Honest to God, I love working with kids. I mean, I do. I relate very well to kids. I always say that's because I'm a big kid myself. Because but I look
Oh,
at it like this: those kids could be my grandchildren. They could
that's
be
it.
my children. So when I see a little kid, I'm kind to every kid. It doesn't matter who. You can hate me and I'm still going to be kind to your child. Like it
For
doesn't
sure.
even matter. And I don't know. I look at kids and I think they're so vulnerable, and every kid needs to be happy and they need to be
Mhm.
loved, and they have to know that somebody cares
Yeah.
about them. So working
Yeah,
with
they need to be
kids
protected. Yeah.
working with kids for me is so easy because I want them to feel special and I want them to know that they can achieve anything. Small towns, there's a lot of kids that'll come in my class and I'll say, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And they're like, "Stana, I'm not going to be anything. I'm just going to get a job at the factory." And I'm like, "Oh my God, like you can be anything you want to be and you can do this and this and this." And they're like, "No, that's not for me." Yes, it is. You can be anything. And I will go through we do circle time, and I'll go through my circle time and I can tell each kid what I think they're going to be when they grow up. I'm telling you right now, Lori, we got some really incredible illustrators and authors and storytellers coming because we have so many intelligent and smart kids, and I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's cool.
I relate very well to kids because I look at them like they could be my, like I said, years ago I used to say they could be my child. Now I look at them and I'm like, they could be my grandchildren. And
Mhm. That's
my
right.
grandchildren are everything to me. If I
Yeah.
died tomorrow, the only thing that I want them to know is how much I love them. And I think I tell you and Lee all the time, even Maureen, if anything happens to
Oh,
me,
yeah.
those kids know that I love them with every inch of my being.
That's
you
right.
know.
That's exactly
But
right. Yeah.
I do. I look at kids and I think you could be my grandchild. And to think that somebody could be mean to my grandchild, like that just rips me apart. So I think that's why I try to be so nice to kids. And I don't
Mhm.
know. I try to give them opportunities that they otherwise might not have. And I try to introduce them to things like in our class, we introduce kids to things and parents are like, "I never heard of that," or "Where did you come up with that?" Or, "How did you get that person to come talk to the kids?" And it's like, I want the best for these kids. I want them to see all the things they can
Mhm.
do and everything they can accomplish. And I'm telling you right now, those kids in my class, they're going to be huge when they grow up. They are going to be
Yeah.
huge. They
It,
are.
this world needs more people like you, to be honest with you. And I'm not just saying that because I'm just like, okay, I happen to
Oh,
be your
you're
best
so
friend. But
sweet to me all the time.
no, but I'm serious because the world needs people that are willing to invest in children. And right now, the world just wants to either kill children or abuse them or forget about them somewhere in a back corner somewhere. Just give them a video game and let them go. And so there's no what's going to happen to the future. Seriously, the future are these children. These children that literally are in your classes, in your program, are the future of this world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And most of the world will not invest too. Okay, I was going to start cussing again, but I won't. But the thing is, it's like they won't invest 2 freaking minutes of their time to do anything to bring up these children properly, because they just popped them out. I don't know what the deal is. Like, there is such a thing as contraception. Let's just say it. If you don't want to have children, don't be having children. You know what I mean? Think about it. Don't be bringing unwanted children into the world. Seriously, that you're just going to kick around and abuse and do whatever you're going to do, or kill and bury in a ditch somewhere, or whatever your perverted, twisted minds are thinking about doing to them. Just don't do it. And just know that you are going to answer to God for everything you do to that child. Just so you know. That's a fact. They do not belong to you. They belong to God. And every single thing that you do to any child on the planet, anywhere, you will answer. You will answer for it. Mm-hmm. You absolutely will. So now that I got that straight, the thing is the world needs more people like you, because there are good teachers out there. I know there are. I mean, I just don't happen to. I've actually met some. I mean, I used to work with a lady who was previously, I think she taught kindergarten, kind of like you, very like young, like preschool, And she was so cool. She was right into, kids are the next, they're our greatest resource,
They are.
And they need our help to help them in this crappy world right now that isn't going to be there for them, really, to care for them. So seriously, I wish the world was full of teachers like you. Unfortunately, there's just one of you. That's too bad. But the thing is, seriously, it's the truth, and somebody needs to say it. And that, seriously, I know, so many times people are not rewarded for what they do on this earth, and they're just not. I mean, there's many people who have done wonderful things for people on this earth that never had the internet to spread it around, and nobody even knew who they were, but they're long gone. But guess what? God knows who they are.
Yeah.
God knows who they are.
Yeah.
And He knows what they did. So you can rest assured, you may not get the no, I'm not talking about a ticker tape parade. I'm not talking about, got to have some big party for you. I'm talking about just respect and recognition for the work that you do. Even though there's a lot of people that do respect your work, and there's a lot.
I was going to say, I have the best parents. Honest to God, my parents are always like thanking me. I mean, they really are, and they always thank me for taking the time and talking with the kids, and fulfilling the kids' needs, and like. I do. I have some of the best parents.
Look out for them.
I have some really great parents. And honestly, when it comes to that, I am very, very blessed, because they want the best interest of their children, and I want the best interest of their children, and Absolutely. I want to see them succeed. Listen, Lori, I'm currently in my class writing 4 books right now. I have 4 kids that we're working on books together. and one little boy, he's like, can we get this published? And he's like, my mom said it's very hard to get published. I says, believe it or not, I know someone that can get us published. He goes, who? I said, but I do, I do have great parents. Cool. But then there are some people that, they're negative. I think the reason why the negativity even come up in the show is this past week I've had so many people that I've ran into that have been negative, and I'm just like, I'm done and over the negativity. Just get happy, put a smile on your face. A lot of people, but think about this. A lot of people don't realize your days are limited. You might not be here tomorrow.
They are. They are so limited, it's not fun.
Yeah, why go through this world hating everybody and mean, rotten, and flipping out and depressed when you might not be here tomorrow? So enjoy every day that you have. I mean, every day I try to text my kids and say, because I don't get to see my grandchildren every day. and I'll be like, I just wanted to tell you and the kids and your spouses, I'm thinking of you. I love you, whatever. Or a lot of times the kids will call or we'll call them. But like I try to, because you don't know tomorrow. And I don't want to wake up one
Nobody
day
does.
and have one of my kids in my class or one of my grandchildren thinking, well, she was a grumpy old bitch. Like I don't. I want them to know that they matter. Those kids in that class matter to me. My grandchildren, they matter. Lori, all kids matter to me, or I wouldn't have spent the last 30 years
That's
fighting
right.
for them. And I wouldn't be petitioning
No,
lawmakers for a public child abuse registry to protect them. I wouldn't have
that's
spent
right.
all the time working on Connor's Law. Like I wouldn't have spent all this time doing things if I didn't genuinely care about kids. And I do.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know,
That's
some
what I mean.
people
That's what I'm
don't.
saying.
People don't
Yeah.
get it. Some people don't get it. People don't understand. They'll be like, I don't know why you invest so much time in them kids. And I'm always like, because they're the future. And one day they might
Mhm.
look back and be like, hey, she said I can do anything I want to do when I grow up, and I'm going to do it.
That's right. People have no idea how something like that can touch a child's life.
Yep.
It may people say, oh, they won't remember it. Not true.
They
Not
do.
true. Because there are certain, at certain points in some children, in every child's life, there will be somebody who those words mean everything to them later on in life.
I had a
Does that
teacher.
happen?
Yep. I had a teacher in 3rd and 6th grade. Her name was Mrs. Skeevy. And I will never forget her for as long as I live. Someone had said something very nasty to me. And she goes, you're kind, you're considerate of others, and you're very intelligent. And she goes, you're going to go far
Yeah.
one day. And as a kid, you're like, whatever. I remember when I graduated high school and I was, yeah, but you don't believe it as a kid. You're like, I'm not going to do anything. And I can remember when I graduated high school and I was trying to determine what I wanted to do. And I can remember her saying, you can be anything you want to do. And I remember going to nursing school, and I went to nursing school first, and then I more got into education.
So
But
cool.
it was like, I often think back to her and I think, if she probably wouldn't have stuck up for me that day and said that, maybe I wouldn't have felt the way I did and thought, hey, I want to help kids just like she did. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's right. That's right. That one, it's just like that, that one person that says those words that are really the magic words. And it's like, I don't know. I've had that happen to me too. I wrote about it in my book, A Life of Death and Redemption, because these people said something to me that at the time I didn't pay much attention to. I was like, whatever. I was just kind of a rebellious teenager, pissed off and angry. And I didn't think, I appreciated what they were trying to do. They're trying to build, trying to help me feel better, And I was just like, I was a young punky kid. I was like, whatever. I didn't take it to heart. I was like, I was cool with it. I didn't yell at them. I mean, these people were nice. I wasn't going to yell at them. They were very nice to me. But I didn't think it was going to matter so much, right? Until later on in life. And man, let me tell you, at the age of 42, it saved my life. It absolutely saved my life. I thought, wow. I was like, that's impressive. They planted the seeds of love. They planted the seeds of self-worth.
Yep.
So many years ago, you know what I mean? And I never thought it was going to matter. Just like you with those kids, telling them, those children, you're just like, you can be anything you want to be, you know what I mean? And go for it, and pursue your dreams and believe in yourself, That's what they need to hear, because that's planting those seeds that hopefully will sprout and will start springing up. And when they really need it, on one of them days where they just don't think they can keep going, or they don't know what to do, or they don't believe in themselves or whatever, that little thing that was there is going to spring up. And they're going to be like, I remember when that teacher told me that. Exactly. It's so important. People have no idea how important this stuff is.
I had a little girl last year. One of the kids had told her she was ugly. I said, oh, honey, I promise you're not ugly. You're beautiful. And she goes, Miss Donna, I'm ugly. And I'm like, no, you're not. So I kept telling her, you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You can be beautiful inside and out. Like, You know, you just don't have to physically be beautiful on the outside. You can be beautiful on the inside. And if you're beautiful on the inside, it shows on the outside. And she's
That's
like, I
right.
don't believe that. I don't believe that. Well, let me tell you what. She come back to my class this year and she come in and she's like, and she's like, I'm beautiful and I know I'm beautiful.
That's right.
And I'm like, you go, girl. You go, girl.
That's right.
You know,
You know, we're all beautiful. When you think about it,
everybody is. Yeah.
who's to say I mean, you know, what's beauty really is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
You know, what one person may think something is beautiful, the other person may not. Does that mean that that person's not beautiful? Not really. I just believe we're all beautiful, and because we're all made in the image of God.
God. Yeah.
Every single person that's ever lived on this planet and ever will live is made in the image of God. Believe it or not.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's a beauty in that, and he left a little spark of the divine in each of us. So, that's why I'm saying it's so important to build people up. You know,
it is.
And I love what you're doing. I really do, because you live on purpose. Here's the difference. I guess maybe that's what I was trying to say earlier when I was saying people have these pathetic lives, and if they want to change it, they need to get off their behinds and make a move to change it. Because nothing wrong. I mean, hey, we all have to live our lives. I've gone through periods of my life where it was pretty mundane. I wasn't doing much of anything, just kind of hanging out. That's fine. I still wasn't shit disturbing and bothering people or gossiping or anything like that. I was just living my life. But the thing is like, at a certain point, it's good to start living on purpose, because that's what we did. You did that a long time ago, Donna, obviously. You've been living on purpose for a long time. What do they call that? Purposeful living. There's been people that wrote books about it. I couldn't even tell you who they are, but I know that there's many books on it. Living a purposeful life, or living on purpose. And really, you are living on purpose, because everything you do is on purpose. It's like it's not like you wake up in the morning and go, okay, I'm gonna do this. You have your set thing. You kind of know what you're gonna do. You have your planned day for your children, but you just always carry that on purpose business of saying, I'm going to build up the children. I'm going to protect the children. I'm going to be continually watching out for those children. And, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to be a real teacher, right? A real teacher, not just somebody who's a half-ass teacher. And it's like, which there are so many of them out there. I know that. So, and just look at that case that's going on right now, where there's 20 teachers in Delco or Defco, PA, Pennsylvania, somewhere in Pennsylvania, were arrested on child abuse charges.
Yep.
So many of them were actually on video seen abusing children, but then the other ones that were just didn't report it and were actually witnessing it and did nothing to report it. And they're all mandated reporters. So they're all busted. So not every teacher is good, So that's why I'm saying I wish the world was full of people like you, Donna, but unfortunately it's not.
Oh, thank you.
So, but it's true. It's absolutely true. But you live on purpose. Like, you set your day out. It's part of your life. I know it is, because I've known you for so long, that we don't sit around going, it's not like we're just normal people living a normal life. We all have to get up in the morning, brush our teeth.
Lori, I can tell you, I say when I get up in the morning time, I'm on my routine. I get up in the morning. First thing I do is let my dogs out, because my boy, he has to go do his thing first thing in the morning. And I get up, I let them out, I feed the dogs. I'll start doing a little bit of house cleaning or whatever. My mom calls me every morning at 9:15, so I talk to my mom. And I get ready for work.
Nice. I think that's awesome, man. That rocks, man.
I love my mom. I do. She's awesome. But and then
I wish my mom would have called me every morning at 9:15 and talked with me.
She does.
Really nice.
Well, if she doesn't call me at 9:15, I'm always like, what the hell's going on? Something's up. Is she not feeling good? Or, because I'm so used to it. But I'll get done talking to her. I'll get ready for work. And then I leave the house. I go up, I pick Maureen up, and then we go to work. And we're there. Different people. We have volunteers that'll come in and out. We leave work. we take a trip around. We always say we make the loop, and that means we take a trip around the town, make the loop, and then I drop her off, and I come home, and again, take care of the dogs. We have dinner, and then you know, like I usually get my shower, and then I get on my laptop and I start like working on my bill or whatever I'm doing. I'll start working on it. I'm constantly looking for updates to see, like, you know, did Aaron post anything new, or did he send me anything new? Because I'm really excited about it. But
Right.
like, other than, like I said, you people, I really don't talk to anybody else on a daily basis. I try to stay to myself because I guess over the years I've just gotten the habit of it. When I was traveling a lot in the past, I really didn't bother anybody here. It would be like 6 months at a time. I wouldn't see people, you know,
Yeah.
and I'd go to the store one day and I'd run into like 5 people and they'd be like, I haven't seen you in a year. And it's like, wow, you this time, you know, but like I make small conversation with people. Hi, how are you? And there's a lady at our local store, Joanne, and I'm always joking with her. We bullshit sometimes and we laugh because she's funny. But you know, there's just like, I really just don't bother anybody. And I think I've learned to stay to myself, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's
you
a
know,
shame. And you know what? You know who's losing out? Here's my point. Here's my point. They're losing out because they don't have you as a friend. Because if they did, their lives would be so much more blessed. And that's what I'm saying.
And
You're
I do
a blessing
have
to everybody that comes in contact with you.
And you know Jen. Remember Jen? I don't want to say her last name, but Jen. I love Jen dearly, but like the last 2 months with everything going on, I haven't had 5 minutes to even like give her a call because there's a lot going on in my personal life. I'm busy. And then with work and then the advocacy thing, and I haven't had time. I actually texted her yesterday and I'm like, tag, you're it. You know, because if I call her, she doesn't answer. And then if she calls me, I don't answer. Like, we're going back and forth. And I'm always like, tag, you're it. But it's just like, you know, there are good people. And her husband, Ken, honest to God, we used to get on the phone and we would laugh so hard. And it's like, I miss that, you know, I miss them. And it's like, I don't know, there's like so many good people, but then you just got the ones, it's like, I don't know. I think I avoid people because it's like, I don't want the negativity, you know, I don't want the negativity. I don't want the bullshit, Lori.
No, I mean, no, it's ridiculous. I mean, you know? there's no need for it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you live like, that's what I'm saying. My point is, you live on purpose. Like, you're not just going day to day, gossiping, causing problems with these people over here, talking behind somebody else's back over there, stabbing somebody else in the back over there. You just don't have time for that shit because your life is on purpose. You know, you're first of all, you're a wife, you're a mother. You know, you got grown children who have their own children, but you're a grandmother, but still you're a mother. And you've got all these responsibilities. On top of that, you're working, but you live on purpose because, you know, every time you, like when you're around people, especially people who aren't trying to give you a hard time or cause shit with you, you're a blessing to everybody. Like, seriously, I mean, it's like, you don't go around wishing bad things on people.
No.
You're not out there trying to cause people to ruin their lives and try to bring them down. No. Your main purpose, since I've known you, which is a long time, and we've pretty much been in almost daily contact for most of that time. You know, really, or at least every other day. You know, you're out there really trying to do good things for people. So that's how I know when if I hear some negatory kind of bullshit, I'm like, that's bullshit, because I already know that's not how you are. You know what I mean? It's just, no, I don't blame you for kind of sticking to yourself there, because that's what I do here as well. I'm in a community of about 300 people, just right downtown where I live, really close proximity. I mean, I can come in and lock my door and I'm in my space. But the thing is these are the same people I'm around all the time, and I see them all the time. And it's like, I like them, you know, but I seriously don't want to get to know a lot of them, because there's a whole lot of gossiping going on. People talking, this group talking about these guys, this other group talking about them. These other women are talking about these ones. So what I do is that's what I said, I just go around it. I just skirt around it. I don't get close to any of them. And that way I'm not involved in any of it. You know what I mean? Because I am perfectly happy just doing my thing. You know, I don't need to have people around like a chipmunk chirping in my ears, all this bullshit. I don't want to hear about it.
No, me either.
You know, it's like I'm too busy trying to do better things. You know what I mean? And I think if people would just get busy, that's why, I mean, I didn't really mean to insult anybody. If anybody's listening to this and thought what I said earlier was a little bit insulting, it's just the fact that, man, there's better things to do with your time than get involved in the gossip circles. You know, you can even if you're broke, you can find something to do. There's got to be something else.
I don't have no time for it. I don't have no time for negativity. I don't have no time for drama. I don't have, I've been hurt before. No. I've had people hurt me before. People that I really cared about, people that I really trusted, I've had hurt me. And it's like, no, I have my guard up. And a couple of years ago, I let my guard down and I was like, okay, you know, and then to get stabbed in the back, it's like, no, that's not cool. And I don't trust. And like I said, I'm better off working for children. We do great together. I have a great relationship with my parents and, you know, my volunteers and my friends. And I have in my life who I need, other than like I said, my family and my friends and the kids and their parents. I don't really need to be involved with anybody else. I love helping different organizations and I will support organizations, but I just felt that it was best for me to remove myself from a lot of the different boards of directors in that, because first of all, let someone younger get in there and let them get more involved. Second of all, I can't take the nitpicking. I can't take the drama. I can't take the backstabbing or, you know, like you're sitting there with a group of people and like everybody's talking and doing their thing. And then someone walks away and the next thing you know, someone's saying something negative. And it's like, no, I don't want to hear that. When I get up and walk away, what are you doing? Saying something negative about me? I'm like, no.
Exactly. Because that's exactly what they're doing. That's what I'm saying. All the people around me are doing the same bullshit. That's why I'm like, I just keep myself very much separated. It's like,
I do.
Thank you.
I like I said, I
know they're probably all talking about me too as well. I don't care. I'm like, whatever.
I look at it like this. It doesn't matter if they like me or they don't, because if they did like me, they wouldn't talk about me behind my back, or they wouldn't talk about you behind your back. And they wouldn't lie. They just wouldn't lie. So if you have to talk about people behind their back and lie about people, what the hell is the sense in being friends with them?
that's not somebody that's really a good friend. Exactly. No. And can you really trust somebody like that on a board, sitting on a board? No. Not really.
I actually learned that you really can't trust anybody. Like you really can't. And I learned that on the level as an advocate, because people abuse and kill their own children. So if you think you're inviting someone into your life that wouldn't kill or abuse their own children, they do. So on that level, I don't trust. And then I've had people, friends and family that have burned me in the past. And it's like, if your own friends and family is going to burn you, what's that say? There's no trust. So I don't know. I love my kids. We have great relationships. I love my friends. We have great relationships. I love my organization. I love the people that work within it. I love my class. I love my students. I love, as crazy as it sounds, I love my kids' parents. They're great people. When you go in and you're like, hey, there's this one boy in my class. He is on a cheerleading team. And it's for kids like with special needs, because he had problems with his legs. And he is the sweetest boy. And he has great parents. They support him. And I mean, I text his mom and his grandma one day.
Stuff like that.
I said, I want to have a surprise party for him. and they were like, thank you so much. And like, they're good people and they're happy people. And like,
That's awesome.
we had this party and we surprised them and everything. And, they were just like so thankful. And they're like, thank you so much. And you don't hear people say thank you anymore because people just expect things. And it's like,
Yeah.
they're,
Entitlement.
like, yeah. And they're good people. And that's why I said, I have another little boy. He'll always say, Miss Donna, every day he'll say, Miss Donna, can we go outside and wait for my mom? And he's always the last child out the door. Yep, we can. And Maureen will go out and sit with this kid. It doesn't matter if it's snowing. She'll sit outside on the bench with this little boy. And or it's, whatever.
Aww.
And she will. And it's like, we all care so much about these kids, but when the parents come pick them up, the parents are like, they're grateful and they're thankful, and they'll actually say, did they have a good day, a bad day? And if you say, oh, today wasn't a great day, they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Is there something that I can do to help? And it's like, I'm not used to that because so many people's like, not my kid don't do any wrong, but this, I'm telling you, this group of parents I have, they're absolutely incredible. Like, I can't even say anything negative about any of them because they're all good. They're all good people.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good. That's amazing. It's no wonder you love your job. Like,
it is. Blessed.
It sounds like a wonderful job. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely. They're blessed to have you too. That's why it works, right?
You're my biggest fan, Lori. I love you. You and Lee and Marie and Roger.
You're my biggest fan.
You guys are like the ones that's always building me up.
Well, it's true though. I'm not even, they always say like, kind of like blowing smoke or something like that. I just look at the reality of things and I'd like to speak about it. You know what I mean? It's the truth. It's the absolute truth, because there's, I look at the news. I don't even know because I don't have children in school. I don't have kids at all. But I look at the news reports of what's happening in this realm, especially in North America.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a pretty picture.
No.
I'm not putting those teachers down. I'm not running those teachers down. There's just so many terrible reports coming out about so many teachers getting busted for sexually abusing children at schools. Just regular schools. We're talking elementary, junior high, high schools.
That's so
it's really
sad.
Ridiculous. A lot of them are women. You know what I mean? Women teachers. It's pathetic. You know what I mean?
But when I very first started,
there's good teachers out there. I mean, certainly there is.
There is. When I very first started advocating, it was so weird because there were so many stories that come out about like men abusing kids. And I'll never forget the first time I heard a story about a woman abusing a child. And I was like, no way. How can a mother abuse her own kid? And they're like, oh, it happens. And it's like, I guess over time I learned it. But I always, for some reason, thought, oh, my God, a mother can't hurt her own child. But like women are the worst sometimes. It's like they're crazy. Especially these women that
they're just as capable of hurting and harming their children.
Yeah, but there's been so many women in the news.
Yeah, well, I think like they can be sexual predators too.
Boys. It's just
that's right.
It's sad. I think that we're seeing a lot more women in the news now than
don't realize that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, it's weird, but it's a lot.
Yes, there's so many women like sexually assaulting children lately. Every day you pick up the paper or I get online and I usually look at the news and it's just like article after article after article. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
That's what I'm saying. There's so many really sick and twisted people out there who call themselves teachers really, and they're not. They're just monsters. That's why I said the world needs more like you. So, I mean, I'm just saying the truth. I'm just telling it like it is. So keep up the great work.
Thank you.
It's like I know you love your job because I remember with the excitement that you had when you got that job and you were so excited. And I was like, talk about the perfect job for you because you are so creative. Like, because if you don't know Donna, then you just don't really know how creative she is. But she's like the creative brain behind so much of everything that we did. Actually, she is the creative brain behind everything that we did. I mean, some of us, we all have our specialties, you know, but the thing
We do.
is that the ideas don't come that easily to me or to any of the other people that were involved. But to Donna, ideas just come like that, and they just fire just all the time. It's got a very creative. You've got a creative brain, Boo. That's all there's to it.
Oh,
That's
thank
why I'm
you.
saying, you know, I was like, you should just paint. You should like do pottery. I could just imagine. I was trying to think. I was like, if you did pottery, your pottery would be beautiful. I just know it because you
Oh,
have this real creative. Everything you do is very, very creative. So for the kids, creating all of this cool stuff for the kids to do, and you were like, oh yeah, because we could do this because you've had children yourself, and then plus now you've
yeah.
got grandkids. And I thought, there's no better teacher for these kids. I was like, they have to hire you. They have to hire you. So I was happy for you when you got that job because I was like, this is right up your alley,
Mhm.
definitely.
I love
Totally.
to. I do. I love the paint. I like the craft. I got this one little group of girls, and they're like every day, Miss Anna, can we make bracelets? Can we make bracelets? I've probably made about 12,000 bracelets this school year.
So cool. That's
But
so cool.
hey, whatever they want to do that's fun. And then we did this thing
It's
where
exciting. You do all kinds of cool stuff.
we did this thing where they had to do a friendship bracelet for somebody, and the boys called them buddy bands and the girls called them friendship bracelets, and they
Oh,
all
that's
had to
cool.
make like make a bracelet, and every kid would come up and say, you're my best friend, and I'm like, okay. I made 36 bracelets in one day for these kids.
That's cool. That's so cool.
I'm like, oh no. I said to Maureen the
Yeah.
one day, I'm like, my fingers are so sore from making bracelets.
Oh, I believe it because you're with beads, right?
Yeah. Yep. And
Yeah,
they're the
with
little
beads. Oh,
tiny ones. It's like the little tiny
yeah.
clay ones. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. You must have been sort of like at the end of the day, just going, "Oh, I don't. How many more can I do? I don't know. Seriously, I don't think I could. I couldn't do that many. There's no way. I wouldn't be able to see them. The beads would fall, and I'd never find them. Even with my glasses, I wouldn't be able to find them.
I was going to say, I have to put my cheaters on. I have to put my cheaters on or I
Seriously.
can't see them.
I'd have to have some big magnifying glass. That's cool. No, it's just fun. I always get it. I always think it's exciting because, um, you know, it's so good, you know, to hear positive news. You know,
Yeah.
like we don't always bitch on all of our shows. We only gripe on some of our shows and only part of them. It's so good to hear positive news. Like I love to hear about that stuff, all the cool stuff that you guys do. And now you're even writing books and everything. That's so cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's I mean,
The
it's
one
really
little boy,
great.
he said to me today, he's like, you know, I've been over here drawing and drawing and drawing. And he's like, we have to put the words on the book. And I said, okay, well, I got the words over here. So now you draw the pictures and then we'll add the words. He's like, Miss Donna, we're going to have this book done by the end of the week. And I started laughing. I thought, how often do you get a book done in a week? He's like, we're
Not
going to have
that
a whole
often.
library by the end of the school year.
Oh, it's so cool. That is so cool. It's just great to inspire them, you know, like because you know, it really does talk about um promoting really positive stuff, you know what I mean? And really creative things. Instead of just saying, "Oh, you know, here's some toys or whatever. Here's some books. Sit down and read. And, you know, here's some paper. Draw on it. You know, you're like you come up with this really cool stuff for them. That's why I was like, man, those kids are really really well. I mean, you're blessed to have them, right? But they're also blessed to have you. That's so cool, you know. But yeah, because not everybody has that kind of creativity. You know, that one lady that was talking about earlier, who I knew, who was like an elementary school or kindergarten, actually, kindergarten teacher. Um, she was very creative, and she reminds me of you a little bit, not in every way. She was an author too. Well, it's
Oh,
just
wow.
bizarre, but anyway. Yeah, but she didn't publish a whole lot of books, but she did publish one huge book, one massive big book. And I was like, I looked at it and I'm like, oh my God. She's like, yeah, it took me a long time to write. I'm like, yeah, I guess it
Oh,
would.
wow.
But it was just a story on her genealogy, on her family. But
Oh, that's cool.
so that's easy enough because she had to do a lot of research. Yeah, a lot of research because they were originally from, I don't know, Poland or something maybe, or Russia. I'm not sure, somewhere over there. But from way back. I mean, we're talking way back. So it was really quite interesting. But she was creative in the artsy stuff, man. Like seriously creative. Um, and so, I don't know. I guess it just comes naturally to you, right? To me, it's not natural at all to be that creativity
Well,
just is not natural to
like
me.
you love my paintings, but I always think my paintings are terrible. I'm always like, I don't know why you like my paintings. They're terrible.
Oh, they're so awesome. No, they're great because to me, it's like you're taking me to another world. Like that's what that is for me. It's a beautiful world. That's what I mean. There's almost an innocence to them. Like they're not jagged, they're not harsh.
No.
Nothing that you paint is jagged, harsh, or hard lines. Like you don't
No.
use no dark shadows hiding anywhere in
No.
your pictures. Like even the mountains the mountains that you did um, were almost looked heavenly, if you want to know the truth. Um, Even though that's not what they really were supposed to look like, but the thing is to me that's what they look like. So I almost see a lot of innocence in your painting. It's almost like
Oh, thank
I'm not
you.
talking childish. I'm just talking
Yeah,
an innocent heart. Really, that's what I
that's so
see.
sweet.
Um,
That is.
it's like a better world. Let's just put it that way. A better world. So that's how I see it. All the stuff that you painted, that's to me, that's your style. It's like you're painting a better world, one without all the hard stuff and all the,
Yeah.
and
I
that's what
don't
I've noticed, really.
I don't like ugly, Lori. Like I don't like ugly in words. I don't like I say that and people like they get the wrong idea, but I don't. I like
Right.
kindness and I like happiness and
Hmm.
um I don't know. I see things probably totally different
Yeah.
than anybody else, but and I love color. Um I did tell
Yeah,
you
too.
a while back. Remember when I told you I had that dream I went to heaven? Remember I was in the hospital
Hmm.
and I was out for so long and then they woke
Yeah.
me up. um like there was more to
Thankfully,
it
thank God.
out than waking up. But, but
But you're still here.
remember when I come to and I told you like what I seen when like I always say in my
Mhm.
dream, but it was more than that. Um, but I always try to paint like that. Like what I saw is what I
Mhm.
always try to bring to life. You
That's so
know,
cool.
and that's stories for
Yeah,
another.
the
That's
vision of
story
heaven.
for another day. Because that was
That's
a
cool,
crazy
man. Yeah, it's
experience.
like a vision of heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. But I
that's
try
so
to
cool.
paint what I saw, and what I saw is what I try to bring to life when I paint. And I don't
Oh,
always
that's
do
cool.
best, but that's what I try to do.
Well, art, that's not, yeah, art is really, um, it's letting something inside of you come out. So whether
Mhm,
it's music or a painting or a story or whatever it is, dance,
mhm.
theater, it's letting whatever's inside come out, you know. So really you're just letting whatever's inside of you come out on that when you're painting.
Yeah.
And I like all your paintings. I really
Aw, you're
do.
so
I'd have them all
sweet.
over I'd
When
have
I
them all over my walls. I can't paint like that.
when I first started painting, I tried to be perfect, and it was like, "Okay, this isn't working," and I didn't like it. And then one
Yeah.
day, my paint instructor, Mary, she said, "Just just paint. Whatever however it comes out, just
Just
do
let
it
it
like
out.
that." She's like, "It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect. Art is not perfect. Life is not perfect." And I was like,
That's right.
"Okay." And then I still tried like to paint it perfect. And then one day I just went in and I started painting. It was like it is what it is. It's going to turn out how it does. And I love the paint ever since then.
Yeah, that's cool. It's very
You know?
cool. Yeah. I like to do certain things. I have some coasters. Let me see. I did some firing of some coasters. I still have them around, but I don't know if you can see them. But I did a design on the coaster. This is a flower.
Yeah.
It's like a brown, like those brown Susans or whatever they're called, where they have that big brown spot.
Yeah.
And then I did some colors. You can't hardly see the colors.
I see other colors in there. Yeah.
Yeah. You can kind of see them.
Though.
But these are old. I mean, I did these like probably, oh man, 2000. Oh, probably 25 years ago, maybe. I mean, these are old. I still have them.
They are. They're cool.
But I like to do stuff like that. That's simple enough for me to do. But to paint a painting, it's a bit much. You know what I mean? It's just a bit much for me.
It's my stress reliever. I love the paint.
It's good, and well, the thing is you are good at it. Like so,
Thank you.
It's God gives people gifts. That's all there is to it, and it's recognizing those gifts. That's the thing. Sometimes people don't ever find their gifts because they just don't know. But everybody's got a gift. Everybody
and
does have people say, yeah, absolutely. I know people would say, "No, I don't have a gift," but yes, you do. If you're listening, you do have a gift. You just maybe haven't found it yet, right? That's why you have to sort of experiment with different things. Whether it's whatever it is. It's usually something that you will be put on your heart to do, like whether it's singing, dancing, writing, journaling, painting, drawing. Whatever it is, pottery, whatever, archery. Who knows? But everybody's got a gift. Right?
Do you know, I always wanted to be a singer, but I have the worst voice to sing.
No, you don't.
Oh my God.
You think you do.
One time when I was probably 15, 16 years old, there was this Michael Jackson song, and I loved this song. And I was in the room and I was singing this song, and I'm like, yeah, I'm kicking ass in here. I'm such a good singer. And my dad goes, "Did you hear the dog bark or something? Because I hear this howling." I'm like, "That's me." I said, "I'm singing." I said, "How rude."
That's funny. He was just probably razzing you, right?
And every once in a while, he'll remind me over the years and I'm like, if we go to sing Happy Birthday, he'll say, "Now, Donna, let everybody else sing." And I'm like, I'm a terrible singer. But
you are not. You're not. I can envision that you probably
personality.
Yeah, no, it's just funny. Just giving you a hard time. But you don't have a terrible voice at all. The thing is none of us like our own voices, because I like to sing myself, but I don't like the sound of my voice. People have always told me, "Oh, you should be a singer. You could have been a singer." I'm like, who wants to sing when you don't like the sound of your own voice, right?
You do have a good voice.
I don't really like it. It doesn't sound that great to me. But I still like to sing, and I will sing in certain circumstances. But, it was never in my mind to be a singer, even though when I was young, I wanted to be a rock and roll chick. But
me too.
That was only because I wanted to party. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, but just to try to be a singer.
I didn't want to party low, but I wanted to be I don't know, I wanted to be this big singer, and bellow it out.
Yeah, you probably could have been like Joan Jett. The thing is it's just training your voice. That's all there is to it. And you just have to start. The only way to start singing is just to start singing, Yeah. So I do sing a lot, and I used to always sing a lot. So, I'm kind of used to singing, but because I've been smoking all of my life, I'm really not taking care of my voice, my throat and stuff. It's like whatever. And I'm too old to try to be a singer now. I just don't care. But I do have other things that I think I'm good at. You know what I mean? It's just that it's whatever you enjoy doing.
Yes.
So you're painting and stuff, and you love to edit. You love not edit, but you love to publish, and you love to create book covers and design books. You like to do all the design part of it. You're a really terrific writer, but that's another gift. But
thank you.
It's kind of whatever you like to do, and
Yeah.
everybody's got a gift. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
So it's finding that thing that brings you that joy. Right.
And one thing I learned over the years is no matter what you love to do it. Don't let anyone tell you that you're not good. There's going to be
That's
people
right.
that love your stuff. There's going to be people that hate your stuff.
Exactly.
It's just
That's
the
exactly
way
right.
it is. It doesn't matter if it's in your personal life or your professional life. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't like what you do or what you say or what you write or what you paint or how you play a guitar. But you have to live for
That's it.
you. You can't let others define you. And hey, I've been
That's right.
criticized for 100,000 things, but it's like, I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to try to be the best version of me.
That's right.
Because
That's what you have to do.
you only live one life. I say all the time, you live one life. And if you let other people define you, you're not really living for yourself. You're living for them.
That's exactly right. That's
So,
exactly right. That's bizarre, but that's the focal point of tonight's show, because we've been sort of on that topic off and on, and not even planning it, but it's just the way that it's working out. Like, it's bizarre, but that's true. Yeah, it's because we didn't.
Part of this show is that we don't discuss what we're going to talk about. We just get on, we say hello. Whatever pops in our head is what we talk about. And I like that because I think I'm better at that. That scripted stuff that we did, or when you have to read something scripted, I'm not great at that.
It's no fun. No, scripted is boring. Like, to try, you're sitting there trying to sound authentic while you're reading something. It's not fun. It's just not. It's not interesting. People don't like listening to most of that stuff that's scripted. Like nowadays, especially nowadays, if you try to do scripted stuff, people will be like, they won't even tune in. We haven't even found our tribe yet, because there are people that are listening. Hey, to everybody who's listening, we really appreciate it, because Donna did say that she's been in touch with some people that said that they're listening, some people that she knows. And so thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the videos, thanks for listening. If you're listening to the audios on Spotify now, I've been popping them on there. And it takes me a few days because I got to wait till I can download it, and then I got to wait till I can actually get it on there. And I was kind of sickly like last week, so it was a little delayed. But I'm going to try to be a little more timely, But we do appreciate you listening and tuning in. So are we gonna end now and do our part 2 here in a bit?
Yes. I need to get a refill.
It's a quarter to 9. So how about we'll come back at 9:15 for part 2. So that gives us half an hour, right? Because this way we can walk around. I just need to stretch because I get so cramped up sitting like this.
Yeah, then I need to refill my glass.
Yeah, and we're going to take a break. So we got part 2 coming up, so you can check that on. It's the next show coming up, part 2, in 1/2 hour. So at 11:15 Eastern Standard Time. So in a half an hour, we're coming back for part 2, and we want you to come back, join us in the chat, and be here with us for the second part. All right. See you in a bit.
See you soon, guys.
Catch you later. Ciao for now.
Ciao.